the passing of Olivia Newton-John.
Oh yeah.
That was a shock to me because I was on lunch, as I said in the video that I did when following evening when I got home from work. I found out during lunchtime that she passed away at age 73.
Yeah, and she's not a guilty pleasure. I actually enjoyed listening to her.
I remember when back in my high school years, when the album Physical was running amok over the place there, with the hit single there, the same name. Back then, I was a teenager, and all the teenager boys were into Pat Benatar, Stevie Nicks, everyone was, and for them, Olivia Newton-John was kind of like in the same line as the Carpenters, Wayne Newton, Engelbert Humperdinck, David Gates of Bread, the soft rock stuff. So at the time, I was kind of like, gotten a lot of questions about it, including people from my next door neighbor.
Yeah. No, I actually liked her stuff.
I did, so did I. I mean, I had the physical album. I had a couple other her albums, including the Xanadu soundtrack.
Yeah.
And of course, I
Hated the
remember
movie,
having
but
the,
loved the soundtrack.
oh yeah, I think everybody agrees that now I think now the movie itself is considered a cult classic, a favorite among the LGBTQ community now, from what I
Weird.
understand.
Weird.
You know,
If we were
but
still
then
doing our
again,
movie bit, that would be a movie we should talk about.
what it was absolutely there. That'll be, in fact, that'll probably be the first, if we ever do a movie, but that'll definitely be the first subject we could discuss. You know, I don't know. I guess it'll probably be just you and I tonight. I guess.
Well, that's
I don't know
okay.
what
I mean,
happened.
that's the way we did it for a long time.
I know, yeah. Until we got the other crew on there, on the show there. It's sad.
I guess just
I,
leave a message for him to call when ready.
well, I did. I did. He said I did. Actually, I messaged him earlier on, and he did say that he'll be ready. I don't know if something happened at the last minute or something like that. Blah blah blah. But either way, it just made no real sense of why. I don't know what it is, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see. He'll probably join in later on. When he does, we'll definitely add the dude in. All right.
Sure.
But in the meantime, we'll continue our discussion with Libby Newton-John. We know what it was. It was what I call the big evil C, cancer.
Yep.
Back in '92, she found out she had breast cancer. She was getting treatment for that. And I guess some of that the issues with that, kind of like helped in the divorce from her husband, Matt Latanzi. There, I think his last name was pronounced. They had a daughter named Chloe together there,
Yeah.
who later had her own issues later on, like anorexia, drug addiction, all that.
Mm.
But Libya remained true there. She had the voice of an angel
Fine, fine singer.
here and there. Yep,
And Grease was
absolutely.
another movie I wasn't wild
And
about, but I liked the music.
oh, Grease was a bomb next to Saturday Night Fever around 1977, 78 there. I mean,
Yeah.
it fits to say that the record label, RSO Records, those two were the biggest selling albums on that album label's catalog, with no doubt about that. I mean, like,
Had to have been.
look how many, absolutely, because look how many hit songs came out of that. Frankie Valli's song, Grease, Summer Nights, which was mentioned in our
In our
Summer
summer,
Songs
yeah,
edition. Yep. Hopelessly Devoted to You.
yeah.
So that was another big one for her. Of course, like, what was that one where her and Travolta once again, better shape up, because you need a man. You're the one that I want. There we
Yeah.
go, there. That's the one we're looking for there. And
And
it's
didn't she
kind
do
of,
Please Mr. Please Don't Play B-17?
yes, I remember that. Yeah, she started out as a country singer,
Yep.
back then, but she switched over to the pop genre there, and she was successful at that as well. I think around the later years, she decided to go back to the country roots there. Did a remake of "I Honestly Love You," her timeless ballad there,
Yeah.
and it's just it's kind of a and then then I guess what it was is that after Physical was such a massive hit, I guess her music kind of like went towards the more softer stuff there.
Yeah.
I know an album. She put an album out called Soul Kiss, which was not that particular like it because some of the songs didn't really have that much meaning other than the title cut there.
Yeah. One other song she did was a cover, and I don't remember. I think it's a Bob Dylan song, but I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
if not for you.
And George Harrison did it too.
Absolutely, yeah. And let's not forget she got a start from Cliff Richard, another very respected UK pop star over there in England.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Big over there, nothing over here.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he had a couple of hit songs so here and here, just Devil Woman and We Don't Talk Anymore. I remember that song was a big hit. That's when I first heard about him, and I think it was back in 1979.
Yep. Yep. But
You know,
yeah,
it's and
I was definitely, that was bad.
I know, yeah. What's it was the video album. You remember the physical video album that aired on ABC television on that one Sunday evening? I think it was. It was back, I believe, it was back in I guess in I think it was in 81, 82 there, and I guess that was what did it for me. All the videos from that album were made into all the tracks from that. Let me put it this way. Let me get my thoughts together. Every song on the album was in that whole set,
Hmm.
including a
I
couple
didn't hear
others.
that.
Yeah, Magic was a new video for Magic was included, including a little bit more love. Which came out a year before the Xanadu soundtrack. There, I remember
Right.
that one there. I mean, I think my album was called Totally Hot at that time. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Then I guess she kind of like kept putting it out indie releases here and there, but she always kept to herself. You know, raising her daughter. She got married again, and now she's gone. Guess
Yeah.
the breast cancer came back, whereas this time in the past she prevailed over the big evil C. This time, the big evil C prevailed over her.
If that was it, could
I
be
believe
anything.
so. It couldn't. I think it may have been because cancer has the way. Cancer doesn't give a fuck.
Yep.
Cancer can come on at the worst way it can. It could come in a little bit light, or it could come in totally heavy.
Yeah. It
It
was a
does, and I believe this what in this case that's what it was. She came in totally. This came in totally like a monster, and just ended her life from it.
yeah. Because it it I guess it's a funny disease. I've luckily never had it.
Neither have I. But I look at all the people take, besides from all the loved ones and friends that a lot of people that we knew back then. Look at all the people that we lost, like Frank Zappa,
Yeah.
like John Wayne, the
Dan
Hollywood
Fogelberg.
legend, Dan Fogelberg. I mean everybody. I mean it almost took away Hacksaw Jim Duggan at one point there until he got some a couple of operations and treatments ready there. And also Sharon Osbourne, the wife and manager of Ozzy Osbourne, she had her bout with cancer a couple of years, maybe in the early 2000s there.
Yeah.
I know she's cancer free since that, thank goodness there. But, so many people, we lost so many people's friends, family, celebrities from cancer, And let's not forget David Bowie, Lemmy
Right.
Kilmister, and actor Alan Rickman.
Oh, see if Drew wants to join.
Drew,
You know,
let me the
gatekeeper.
gatekeeper Drew. Let me see if I could find a guy there in at participants. Hopefully he'll be ready to go there. I still have yet to hear anything from Ken there.
Yeah, it'll be under D dash railed.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, I see him right now. I'm gonna try to add him surprisingly.
Well,
I'm gonna
actually,
add the.
go ahead.
Okay, it's coming right now. I'm gonna add the dude right now. It's calling. Let's see here. I know it's kind of surprising for us to call out of the blue there, but then again, you know, it's always good to have a third co-host, a third participant on these shows here. And Drew was an excellent guest host on the last show we did with him, with Led's talking about Led Zeppelin 4 there.
Yeah. And if
And
you get home, you can try Casey as raw, I suppose.
okay, it's been a while since we talked to that dude, man.
Yeah.
Or Casey is death, as they often call him at times there.
Yeah, he
I know.
supposedly
Gee.
killed Betty White.
Yeah, I know. Everyone's been ranting about that for God knows how long. Let's see, Bullfrogian. I should probably. I don't think Bullfrog is.
No, I don't think
Yeah.
he's up on that. I may be
Well, actually,
wrong, but
well, he was on Ken's program this past Friday night, talking about all the people, contacting his family, trolling him, trolling his mom and dad and brother and niece and all that stuff there. You know,
well, I'd be willing to give him a chance. But
hmm,
actually, if you bring him on, you're not going to get Drew or Casey.
well, I know because they don't care for him, but well, Drew is unavailable, so who knows there. Let's see if I can add. I'm going to try Casey. Blah 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 here. Let's see here. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go here. Hmm. Sleepy. I'm going to get Casey on the call here. He's available, I believe. There.
Yeah, did you kind of follow what was going on the Sunday night thing? Oh no,
With on YRs then
no, a
on
J
YRs.
Man.
J-Man, J-Man. You mean
3 weeks ago on the show, J Man
mm,
snuck into Casey's place and knocked him out and took over his studio.
mm.
And then 2 weeks ago, he knocked Drew out, took over.
Oh
And,
wow.
and then this last Sunday night, he paid a visit to Frank and did the same thing. It's an angle. I mean,
Now,
it's
now we just talk about knocking out. I think you were talking about popping someone in the head or something like that.
right. But
Right there.
you and I both know that didn't really happen.
I know.
Well,
Yeah. So it's an angle. Hello,
are you,
Who we
Casey. What
got?
up, dude? Casey's
what's up?
Raw has joined us, ladies and gentlemen.
Long time hadn't talked to you, Dr. Earl. It's been a
I,
while, bro.
I know it's been a while. We figure we add a third participant on this show here. We figure we get you on. It's been a while there. It's been a while since you've been on. I believe this may have been the first time you've been on our music show here,
No,
if
he
I'm
did one
correct.
other time, I think.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that. It's been we did so many. It's hard to keep track there.
Yeah, I think I've been there a couple times. Dude, it's just with work and everything, it's hard to, it's like almost my head spins sometimes.
Especially from 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
sure. There.
Yeah, I was just telling Dr. Earl about that J-Man visits.
Yeah, he's making a run right now.
And who
I
is
mean,
the J Man, by the way? There, he's
just,
what?
he's the,
Justin. Ah, I see there. One of
Yeah,
Drew's co-hosts on the show
right.
there. I see
yeah,
there. I know.
so,
Usually, I usually do get a such very rare to get a chance to check Drew's show out there because I'm at my job until about 11 p.m. here.
yeah.
But I do get a chance to do watch when I get the chance there.
Yeah, I like to watch it. It's pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, he's been on a, like, attacking people across the country.
Ah.
So, I
That's,
mean, he doesn't have to go too far to attack Drew, but he has to travel a little bit for me, but then he traveled further to get Frank.
I see. I see there.
Yeah,
All right. So,
go
yeah,
ahead.
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead there. So, Casey, are you up to our tonight's subject?
What's your subject?
Well, tonight we're discussing, rock and roll's famous outfits and the rock attire that the fans and musicians often wear when they go out in public, when they're going places, on stage, off stage, here and there. There's so many of to choose from. But first, we were discussing the passing of Olivia Newton-John a moment ago.
Oh,
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about her, by chance?
oh, dude. You know what? I had no idea she did "Let's Get Physical" song. I
She did. That was back in 1981, and that song actually got her banned from a couple of radio stations because it was reportedly too suggestive. And this was a couple of years before Darla and Nikki came onto the scene with, by of course, Prince, and of course the Two Live Crew a decade later.
well, the only obviously the only reason I know her for was Grease.
Yeah.
Big
And
movie for her.
I'm a huge fan of Grease. I mean, that's one of the musicals I actually really love.
Yeah,
Hopefully you didn't waste your time on Xanadu.
yeah, it was not that good of a flick there. But
No, I
this,
never watched it.
Great
well, actually,
soundtrack.
I did watch the movie there when it was on cable TV. I was like, when you think about it now, as a kid, as a young boy, you like it doesn't really bother you. But when they realize it, when years later, when you're older, you're like, holy cow, this movie blows.
it's
Yeah, it's a bad movie.
Yeah, it is. Needed a lot of work there, despite having Gene Kelly in the cast there.
it's amazing that it was 70 something years old. I
Yeah,
I
mean,
because she
know.
didn't look it.
I know,
no,
yeah. But she took care of herself. She was a healthy gal there.
oh, even though I guess she had breast cancer
Yes.
forever.
Yeah, yeah, I came back in around a couple of years back. She defeated it years back there, and now this time it defeated her.
Yeah, but I mean, she was old. I mean, she was
Right.
getting old.
Oh,
But
don't go there. You know what that trouble got you into.
well, well, technically, I didn't.
I know.
Uh, I
We
I
know
didn't
that.
predict, I didn't predict her death.
Oh,
I mean,
we're on your
she
side, Casey. We know you didn't do anything.
We know it's just happened out of the blue, and I know people like taking shots, but you know what? It comes
I,
along with this community there.
And it was
it's a
all in
run.
fun anyway.
Yeah,
It's a running gag.
Sure.
yeah,
I
true
mean,
there.
dude, I got so well, lucky is not perf- the best word, but I mean, when I was making suggestions that I thought Betty White wasn't going to make her 100th birthday, I was I did it for several weeks because the real reason is because both actually Drew, Frank, and Justin were huge fans of
Oh,
Betty White.
yeah.
I mean, I Golden Girls, but I was just doing it just to piss them off a little bit,
Uh,
and it just happened to be true.
Yeah, it just worked out that way for you.
Especially, I thought it was like 2 weeks before her birthday. I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna lose this prediction," and then it happened. So,
I was trying to remember, did George Burns make his 100th?
I do not remember. It's been so long since he passed away there.
I think he actually did make 100.
Yeah, I think
I
so. Maybe so. It's so many. It's hard to tell. So many people reach 100 and then passed on. It was hard to keep track.
Well,
well,
not
I
a lot
mean,
of people.
Yeah.
wonder how close is Bob Barker? And he's
Oh,
got to be
gosh, I
getting
forgot about him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's still up there.
like I'm shocked he's still alive. I mean, all the things you heard that he's done behind the scenes for Price is Right. I
Yeah.
mean, he's getting laid all the time, probably.
And he was also considered, yeah, I remember hearing that story. He was also one of the first animal activists out there. He refused to display fur coats, fur this, fur that, because he was against all that. In fact, her and Betty White were probably the most notable animal activists out there.
And
Like even Jimmy Stewart.
they didn't go to the extremes of PETA, but they did. They did it right, basically.
Exactly. Whereas PETA's like coming out with unhappy meals. You remember that years back there?
And they want to change the name of the bullpen in
Oh
baseball
god,
because they think that's offensive. It's like, what?
that's
Oh my gosh.
dude, that's
Seriously?
See,
got
And I remember speaking about this years back. They were advising people not to use terms as grab the bull by the horns. It was like, come on, it's a note of inspiration, not actually grabbing the bull by its damn horns. And the guys, of course, obviously you're going to obviously try that. The bull's going to whoop your ass.
Oh yeah, you won't get far with the bull.
You know,
Exactly.
it's wild. I used to love watching MythBusters,
Oh yeah.
Oh
and
yeah, yeah. I remember that show.
they did the myth of uh, a bull in a china shop,
Ah, ah.
and they actually proven that was busted because they went around these shelves and they didn't even break like one piece of china at
Wow.
all. I mean, they had it like 8 shelves full china, and it's like the shelves are like you can barely touch it; it'll fall over, and they didn't touch it. But they'll run right around everything, but they didn't run right through the chinaware.
Oh, yeah. Let's see what here. Let's see what we got here. Blah 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 here. I think I got this thing called Arknolia. Join the call. Let's see here. Casey, it's me. I'm checking my phone here. It's the same thing. It just says join the call on my phone here.
Well, you're already here.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's absolutely. Yeah, it's figured that. Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm here. I don't need to join.
Skype. Yeah, Skype is fucking. I don't know what the hell is up with Skype.
Oh,
What the hell is
Casey.
going on here?
Casey, a tiny plug.
what?
I'm going to give you a tiny plug. I saw
Oh,
your
nice.
wrestling roundtables on Drew's Patreon.
Yeah,
Nice.
I thought you guys were going to get into some stuff, but you had just talked about what Triple H is going to do and all that, which I enjoyed that, but I'm wondering about the history part of it.
Yeah.
that was the at the time. This is when Triple H was starting to take over, and
Right.
Vince retired, and it just we were supposed to really just focus on Triple H, but I mean, it obviously got sidetracked. But
Oh, I enjoyed the talks. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they were informative and they were interesting because I haven't watched wrestling in about 3 years or something like 3 or 4 years, a long time. And it was to the point where I'd watch the recap, or I'd go to the recaps online to the WWE, or I'd listen
yeah,
to some of the recaps and I don't even do that anymore.
On YouTube or on Facebook with me, like I haven't even watched AEW in such a long time. I think it's going to be starting. I think it may be starting pretty soon there in about 45 minutes. If I'm,
yeah,
it's 15 minutes here, and I
yeah.
won't be watching because I'm intrigued with this program that we're doing here. And
Well, the
I'm just
reason
hoping.
I
Go ahead.
mentioned the wrestling was because if I start a Patreon, because I'm considering it, one of my topics is going to be old wrestling, and I'm talking 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Yeah, Gorgeous George, Buddy Rogers, many others there.
I want to talk about people. A lot of people aren't really going to remember unless they look them up or know something.
Exactly,
Actually,
yeah.
I had a buddy that I used to work with, and he had a huge hard on about the NWA wrestling.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that too.
Yeah, it's still going on thanks to Billy Corgan, the Smashing Pumpkins. Now have you subbed to the NWA YouTube channel, by the way?
I did. I still have it. I mean, I hardly ever unsub anyone.
Oh wow. I usually watch it when Camille is on the display there doing her match because you got to admit she's one powerhouse gal there.
Well, what sucks, I stop kind of. I mean, I'll see like, oh, they're there, but it's like when the pandemic happened
Yeah.
and they kind
Yeah.
of shut down. I'm like, well, they lost a lot of steam. It's like,
I know.
I mean, it was kind of cool they were doing everything in studio. It was something different. And I really enjoyed it. And it was an hour. I mean, I wouldn't mind 2 hours of power.
I
But-
know.
What's cool about that is That's exactly the way they used to broadcast Mid South and Georgia Championship Wrestling with
All the
studio.
territory, all the
Yeah.
Yeah.
territories. In
But they
fact,
used to have a TV studio and they'd set up for it, and it was fun to watch.
Oh,
a small wrestling crowd to go along with it. In fact, I remember when NWA used to do their charity shows. They used to do it in the morning. Then they would broadcast it later on that evening.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes.
And see, I was around for when WCCW was big, and they were
Oh
trying to
yeah.
go national.
Have you seen their documentary with the WWE
Which one? Because
on?
there's so many.
Oh, I mean on WCCW on
Oh yeah,
World.
the
Uh,
one that talk about the Von
uh,
Erichs. Yeah,
Yeah, that was really freaking good. I mean, I like that and how they did it with the AWA.
yeah,
uh,
Great, and obviously ECW too.
right.
yeah.
See,
That's the thing. There's a lot of good wrestling up until
Yeah.
about 10 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Because I stopped watching WWE because it just got so damn boring. I mean, come
oh,
on,
it's been awful.
I know.
It's been terrible, but it's kind of like one of those things. It's like a bad habit that you can't stop.
Yeah, it
Like
took me a while.
Yeah,
like you can slowly stop watching it, but you still like, all right, there's nothing to do. Let's put something on.
yeah, exactly. I got to watch something there because there ain't nothing else to watch. You don't want to watch your network television because that may be worse than the WWE by chance.
Oh, true.
Exactly.
But
I
plus,
agree.
but Triple H now he's the head of creative, and hopefully, I'm saying maybe he could turn that company around. Now, according to Sean's View Entertainment, there's possibly that they may be replacing the words sports entertainment with pro wrestling.
Yeah, that's the rumor. I mean, he's already making some changes. Like
I
he's
know, yeah.
bringing some people back that they released the
Karrion
last.
Cross and his fiancee Scarlett Bordeaux, they're back.
Yeah, and God, what's his name?
Bray Wyatt.
Oh, has he
Oh,
come back?
there was a guy. Uh,
I liked Bray Wyatt.
the
Yeah,
guy
it'd
from
be
he was
right.
in NXT. He was Dexter Lewis.
Ah,
He made an appearance at the very end of Raw.
yeah. And wasn't he involved with the NWA for a short while? I guess.
I
Because I know and that's
he,
the one with the mustache, right? The blonde hair. I
yeah,
see
I
that.
think he was definitely in TNA, but he might have been part of NWA. But I know he went from pretty much TNA to WWE. Oh,
Uh,
NXT.
I see. All
But
right, dears.
here, I'll bet you money. Word's gonna get back to Drew, and he's like, "Oh, Casey got on here and started talking about wrestling."
Well,
Yeah, he's been getting on you for that lately, hasn't he?
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm like, and a lot of times it's just something that I'd like to make a comparison to the
Sure.
topic. It's like,
Oh, I
I
see the
mean,
point.
yeah, it's like, oh gosh, I'm trying to remember that why he was
Of course,
talking.
Drew's just being funny.
Oh, I know, he's just screwing me.
yeah. That's true for you.
But, oh man, I am freaking exhausted, bro.
I can understand there.
Dude,
Work.
yeah, working. It's been in the 100 degrees
Oh,
for.
yeah.
Same over here, man. I swear.
It's like been like this for 2 months, and it's like it's unbearable.
Well, the three of us live kind of in the little area, you might say, because you're in Oklahoma somewhere.
Yeah,
I'm just below the Dallas Fort Worth area,
I'm by
and
Conroe and
he's
YR's.
he's down in
YR's by
Houston.
Houston. Yep.
So it's just kind of like a little line.
Oh, by the way, I was also trying to get on the call once again to see if he's available again there.
Who?
YR.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we had. Said he was going to be ready to do our music show with do the subject that we had, but somehow he's says he's available, but he hasn't answered our call. I don't know why there.
Hey, I
I
got a
know
question,
some.
Casey.
Hmm.
Yeah,
The recordings you do for Drew's Patreon, do
yeah.
you use OBS?
No, I
Ah,
I record over Skype. I use this
Oh,
recording app
um, I
on,
did that a few times there.
and then I take that and I run it through my app on my phone. That's where I run it through everything now through this one app. I think it's called Video Shop,
hmm.
and I edit everything through that.
Well, like I said, if I decide to start a Patreon, uh, I'm just trying to figure out the best way to record videos. I mean, I
Well,
use OBS because I'm using it now, but
well, for me, my laptop is outdated. I'm good. It's just good enough to run Skype. I
hmm.
would love to, like, I tried OBS and it was acting weird. Like, I couldn't really record any game footage,
uh,
and now it looks like the HDMI port is busted on it. So I was like, so I kind of had to do the ghetto way on some of my gameplays
hmm.
for now. But but I like the edit app on this thing because I can make cuts and edit everything, and it's I've been enjoying using this app.
Ah, nice. I tried using Audacity on my previous computer to record for my audio, but it wasn't working for some reason. I had trouble trying to get the results. But then again, I don't really have the know-how to work in Audacity other than to do this and that there.
Uh, I just really, God, I wish I can just get a good computer. I'm thinking get like some people are like, oh, stop buying video games. Well, that's one thing, but then I got bills I'm paying. What I'm thinking about is to take a loan and get like a really
Wait a minute.
nice.
Yeah, that
Uh,
work that'll work pretty good.
okay there. Let me see what we got here. Carlos Cabral is wants to join on the show here. I will add him right there.
Well,
And when
he do know we're going to eventually get to the music, right?
exactly, I'm going to let him know when they first get in on the call here. Now I know YR and the boys are going to question me for having him on the call, but it's always good to have a good round table of people on where we're discussing
Oh
various
yeah,
things, whether it's music or wrestling over there. And it's probably when I get when we get Carlos on the call, definitely to get to our music subject, which is of course his rock and roll outfits. Like Jimmy Page. In fact, let's talk about it right now. Me-
well, before you guys do that, I'm gonna take off because I got to eat. I got. I'm just exhausted.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll
But
talk to you sometime about what I'm going to do on Patreon because I'm going to try to get a little ambitious because I can't work right now. I'm
uh,
okay, there.
disabled.
it's definitely great to talk to you guys. I need to
All
get.
right, there. It's good having you on the call as well,
Yeah,
there, man.
yeah,
I need to
absolutely.
connect with you guys off more often. I just, like I said, it's just been busy.
Well, we'll do this again tomorrow night.
Definitely there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alrighty.
And
All
Well,
right, there.
tomorrow night we're going to talk about the satanic references and songs and all that stuff.
oh God,
Uh,
I'll be interested with that one. But I
all
mean, I
right,
don't
there.
know anything, but that's kind of interesting.
That's always interesting because there's a lot of satanic talk that went on in the 1980s. A lot of references here and there and here. Like
And a lot of times
Eagles,
it was
Sabbath,
false, but
everything.
you know, we're going to
Right there.
talk about the satanic references and songs and all that stuff.
There he is. Ladies and gentlemen, Carlos Cabral has joined the program.
And Casey, it was nice to have you here.
Yeah, it's good. It's
Yeah,
having
this
you
is
here,
me. I'm
Keith.
here.
All
I
right, there. What's up? KC?
Oh, sorry.
I mean, what's up,
Hey,
Carlos? My bad. I'm getting
hey, how
confused.
are you guys?
We're doing pretty good, man. And how about yourself, dude?
I'm feeling a little better. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I did had a bad week.
Ah,
Um, the first thing I just want to ask, because I wanted to reach to YR, and I know YR's been trying to reach out to me a couple of his lives. Who is Scott McKinnon?
oh, he's a dingbat. He's a psycho. He's one of those guys. In the words of Tony from Revere, he's one of those guys that who think that you poisoned his drink before he even takes a sip. He's one of those guys that believes that you rather look at the glass half empty than half full. It's like he posts all these videos on his channel there, whichever channel he has, like that don't even make sense there. It's like the guy talks about the world. I will expose everyone. The truth will now come out when
God is my
if something
witness.
has up to offer.
I was doing a live of talking about my community, in my area. My God is my witness. He just showed up on my live out of nowhere and just started talking about YR, Tony from Revere.
He does that all the time. He's like that continuously. He's like,
And
he go after Tony, go after Joe Cronin, go after Ken, go after me, go after, YR. Well, he does that on the daily basis, man. It's like he's got this vengeance. He's got this need that he wants to make the world pay. And that's how he is.
Tony from Revere's live, because I went to his live, like, yo, Tony, what the hell? Did you have a problem with me? He's saying that you were talking, what's the deal? And Tony, and out comes this woman named Brutally Lauren. They both proved to me that this guy, Scott, talks to children on this app called Amingil.
I heard about that as well, man.
That's against the law, in my opinion, because I wasn't raised to talk to minors.
Neither was I.
Nope.
But then again, McKinnon is, but Scunty, as he's often called to here in this community, he's a Fruit Loop.
And he just turned on me saying that I side with Tony from Revere. Dude, I'm going to side with Tony because you've been talking to kids. And then he just trolls me, and I had to talk to my mom. I had a mental breakdown because I didn't do nothing to this guy. He came to my panel saying that he was going to call the FBI, law enforcement. He called Tampa PD on me on Monday.
Gosh. Yeah, he's been talking about, he's been known to try and dox people, try to get this person exposed, That's nothing new. He's been doing that to almost everybody.
I swear to God, I'm not new to this.
Oh, man. You need to be around this community a lot more, dude. Definitely. All right, Jared. So, are you happy? So, Carlos, are you ready to participate in our nightly discussion tonight?
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm going to be around all day.
All right, good. All right. Let's talk about, starting with the artist Prince, the outfits he wore. Remember the Purple Rain? Remember the purple outfits you used to wear?
I remember the Purple Rain film, the Purple Rain album, and I was a big fan of Purple Rain. One of my favorite songs is When Doves Cry.
Oh, yeah, that was a big hit.
That is a classic. I'm trying to find out. Let me look at my phone. I think it was either 2020 or 2021 or 2019. Purple Rain made it into the National Film Registry.
Oh, wow, nice. No surprise there. I mean, that movie was a big-ass hit.
It was in 1984, so it became a hit. I gotta figure out what day it made it to the National Film Registry.
Now
and
let's also
I believe that soundtrack made it to the National Recording Registry as well. I can't prove it.
Well, let's also talk about the outfits he wore before Purple Rain, before 1999. He used to come on stage with a trench coat, either black or gray, bikini briefs, and these high-heeled boots on, bare chested. That was one of his first trademark looks there. He did that during the when Controversy was out on the record shelves there. And that was a big, a lot of people were fuming over that outfit there. 'Cause he's exploiting himself. He's exploiting. And also they were talking about the lyrics to Doobie Baby.
I think Prince is very, very unique, and he's not. How do I say this? He's people are not used to that kind of flamboyance back in the back in the day, and I think that's why people were fuming. Oh, this guy needs to get off the air. He doesn't belong in the music industry. But Prince, who had the thick skin at the time, proved that not only that he belongs in the music industry, he made hit after hit after hit after hit.
Yes.
I think he wrote Manic Monday
For the Bengals. Yes, he did,
right.
under the alias Christopher. And then, of course, we all know Nothing Compares to You, which Sinead O'Connor covered years later.
He wrote that. It was written for Sinead O'Connor, and I think he wrote a cover of that song. And I said to myself, why hasn't Prince took that song for himself?
Well, I don't know. I think he has performed it in a couple of times in concert. But that song was originally written for a protege group they had called The Family, featuring ex-members at the time.
That's right.
That's right. And the album went nowhere. So Sinead O'Connor years later got a hold of it and made it her own. And I guess did Prince help Prince make more money? And let's not also forget the outfit, the Minneapolis glam funk outfits that inspired other musicians in the Minneapolis area. That was along with him. That basically there was a band called Maserati. That was a funk group, and they were wearing the same kind of stuff that Prince and the Revolution did back in the day there. The boots, the glittery outfits, the Victorian stuff there, just shirts or ruffled shirts here and there. That was big back then. Every funk band was dressing like that.
That is 100% correct.
Yes.
So I'm going to check what year that Purple Rain made it to the National Film Registry, and I'm going to let you know right now.
All right, good.
Okay, one of my favorite quotes from Eric Clapton was a reporter asked him, how does it feel to be the greatest guitarist in the world? And Eric Clapton's answer was, I don't know, you'll have to ask Prince.
Yep, he did say that. Because Prince was a great ass guitar player. No doubt about that. Without any question.
And that was definitely a tribute.
Absolutely. And let's not forget him, Tom Petty, Jeff Lynne doing their version of While My Guitar Gently Weeps, whereas Prince solo just blew everybody away there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was definitely a great thing to listen to there. Now, we all know the outfits that Kiss wear or used to wear in the 70s and of course in the later 90s. The makeup, the boots, the outfits and stuff there. Kiss are still doing it today. As you know, they're on their final world tour there.
Yeah, I saw their final tour 8, 10, 12 years ago. Something like that.
I know.
Again?
I know. A lot of bands have done that so many times. It's hard to imagine. Hard to keep track there. I remember Black Sabbath said they were not going to... They were done back in 1999 after their reunion tour with Ozzy and Bill Ward. Then they figured, hey, let's keep this going, dudes. So they went on this Ozfest, that Ozfest, and now they're officially done, I guess.
Yeah, they haven't done anything in a while.
I know, yeah. Which is sad. They could at least have had Bill Ward as their drumming with them again, I guess. Now, speaking of Black Sabbath, anybody who's my age may remember Ozzy Osbourne and that white long sleeve outfit with the fringes hanging out from the sleeves there. That was one of his well-known outfits back in the day. In fact, he even displayed it on the back of Diary of a Madman.
Yeah.
2019, Doc.
What again?
2019.
2019. I
2019.
see. Yeah.
That was the year Purple Rain got in the National Film Registry.
Oh, yeah. That's good to hear there. All right. Now, we also got to include the outfits that George Clinton wore with his days of Parliament Funkadelic. Because he wore some crazy-ass outfits. The whole members of that group, wore some crazy-ass outfits there. The Funkadelic Sound, the Mothership, Bootsy Collins. He wore some flashy outfits as well there. He played along with that star-shaped bass guitar that he has.
And of course, if you want to go to truly bizarre, there's the Red Hot Chili Pepper appearance where they wore socks.
Just their socks. I remember that was one of their long time things there. That was like,
I was kind of like,
damn.
what?
But then again, a lot of times, they were bands. Some bands that tend to be outrageous, and they also tend to shock, to gain controversy. Like you got to have some sort of controversy to get yourself recognized. Right.
And going back,
All right.
and going back a ways, the crazy world of Arthur Brown. Arthur Brown
yeah.
came out with a fire hat.
Or a fire helmet, I guess you could say. You ever saw that, Carlos? Arthur Brown? And there's a clip for the song Fire.
I saw that, and I think it's a good song. It
is a good song there. This guy was kind of like I guess you could say this guy was like the original Marilyn Manson when you think about it there.
He was. He had that look. He had the atmosphere. He had that atmosphere. He had that charisma about him. But once he get on the stage, or if he sings a song, he gets your attention.
Yeah, and a lot of his songs were dark themed. When you look out there, I mean, you listen. I remember listening to tracks from that album, which Fire appeared on, simply called "The Crazy World of Arthur Brown." And it was like a lot of dark themes on this album here. And by the way, there was a cover of "I Put a Spell on You" by Screamy J. Hawkins on there as well there. And we got to give note to Screamy J. Hawkins for the stuff he wore. He wore a tuxedo. He was like a witch doctor in a tuxedo, needless to say. And by the way, that bone that was supposed to go through his nose, that was a fake one there. We know he would not even. I don't think there was even piercings like that back in the day there in the U.S.
Yeah, Dr. John did a lot of the same kind of stuff too.
Yeah, true there. Yeah, I guess the motive is to wear something outrageous on stage so people will grab, so he can grab the people. Alice Cooper, yeah, the makeup he had back in the day when the Alice Cooper band was functioning, and the later stuff he did throughout the 70s and 90s and 80s there, that's still iconic to this very day. And he's still touring. In fact, he reunited with his old guitarist, Kane Roberts, not too long ago. Nita Strauss had to bow out with that tour because she's going to be going on with some of the other performer whose name I forgot to think. I think it was Pink or something like that, I believe.
That's kind of a step down.
All right there. I know. I'm not into this. The only Pink I'm into is Floyd.
Yeah.
Pink Floyd, yeah.
We don't need no education. I love that song. Another Brick from the Wall.
Yeah.
Yep. Part 2. Know any other songs from The Wall, the album, just as well there?
Absolutely, I do. I know 2 songs. I know Another Brick from the Wall, and
Comfortably Numb.
I know.
I would guess
this
Comfortably
song
Numb.
called The Thin Ice.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
That's a good one there, yeah.
I love The Thin Ice. I used to listen to The Thin Ice when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah. Good, another one.
My
Good.
uncle grew up on Pink Floyd. That's how I
Uh,
heard of him.
nice. So do. I was big on them around 1980. It started with that album there. Now, Pink Floyd didn't really wear much Kuzani outfits.
Their
They just
thing is
wore
stage presence, light
exactly, and
show.
boy, they exactly, and they had a lot of those definitely. Now, we also got to talk about the glam rock scene that was going on in the UK. Sweet, Wizard, The Move, the all those bands were like, oh yeah, Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars, David Bowie's whole persona there. That made a lot of headways there. I mean, that
Cinderella.
stuff was Cinderella. Well,
I definitely need to be around the music community much more. 'Cause
exactly. Well, this is the place to be, man. Definitely for Shizzle.
one of my favorite David Bowie albums was one in the 1980s, and his last album. I think his final album, which is Black Star,
Yes.
really, really captivated. And this was an album where David Bowie told his fans and his supporters, "Look, I'm dying, but I don't want you guys to feel any sympathy from me. I'm
Wow.
gonna entertain you guys with this album," and he delivered.
Nice. Yeah, that's true there. Said I was shocked to find out that he died from cancer years ago. It was like,
And
holy
he had to
cow, we
pull
didn't even
through.
know about it. You know. I mean, the tributes. I mean, like every year around his birthday, Numbers Nightclub has what they call a Bowie night, where they just play nothing but David Bowie. Recent, old, 870s, 80s, 60s, 90s. It didn't matter. They played nothing but Bowie, straight up Bowie, from start to finish.
Oh, I gotta go to a David Bowie night in
Definitely.
in my city.
Oh yeah, if they have one.
So
Do they have one there by chance?
I'm gonna they do. I'm gonna look it up and I'm gonna let you know.
All right, there. Because I know at Numbers nightclubs here in downtown Houston there, for sure there. And by the way, give Bowie credit because he was one of the first guys to come out with red hair, the red-haired mullet that he
Right.
had. You know, I
Yep.
think he may have been the first one to introduce the mullet hairstyle, let alone red hairstyle, red colored. Because you look at all the girls and boys out there, all the teen boppers, they're now coloring their hair be which way, whether it's blue, shades of pink, brown, red, you name it.
Holy shoot, they do have a David Bowie night
Ah,
in
nice.
September. I'm gonna go there.
Oh, nice. Definitely check it out there. Is it
Club
like a
Sky.
goth club or a regular club?
It's a regular club, Club Sky. I'm gonna check it out.
Oh, nice. Definitely let us know how it goes there. Because I know the
Absolutely.
Bowie night here in near Houston is pretty damn good as well there. Yeah. And we also, now, continuing with our rock and roll outfits, Angus Young of AC/DC. The schoolboy outfit, still iconic look to this very day. He still does it, He still wears the schoolboy outfit. He doesn't move as much as he used to do back in the day because, he's getting older here and there. And we got to give him lots of credit because, that look, still, it was unique at that time because nobody ever did it. We're not too sure how that came about, but I guess it was every go for what wear a costume or identity that you could come up with, and I guess Angus's outfit, touched a lot of good nerves, and he still continues it to this very day.
Absolutely, I 100% agree.
Yeah, of course we cannot forget, some of the bands out there the glam rock bands from the 1980s, Cinderella, old Bon Jovi when they still had their hair,
Saga, Rat.
the Rat,
I
definitely
think
Rat.
Metallica got their start in the 1980s as well, right?
Who?
Metallica.
Yes, yeah, they formed in
Poison.
1981 there, along the same year Motley Crue did.
Motley Crue, Poison,
Yep.
Depeche Mode, Duran, all these great rock bands and new wave bands got their start in the 1980s.
Yeah, exactly. Well, some of them were formed back in the later '70s. They just didn't get noticed until later in the '80s. There, yeah. I know Kraftwerk. One of their signature looks was the short hair, the blank stare into outer space, and the suits and ties. Well, I'm actually without the blazers. The long sleeve shirts are usually red, black tie, black pants there, and of course them acting like robots.
And of course, there's Devo.
Oh yeah, they came out with some crazy ass outfits. The leather, not the yellow jumpsuits that they used to wear when they first started out,
And
and
those
the
tiered hats.
yeah the people used to call them flower pots, but they used to call them energy domes. And then of course they abandoned that look for a new look for an album called New Traditionalists. And they later kind of like changed their other look for an album called Oh No, It's Devo. I remember the song Peekaboo was a big hit from that particular album there.
A classic album for sure.
All
Did
right.
it win Grammys and awards as well?
Devo? I don't know. That's a good question there.
I can look it up, Doc.
I know, before I understand what did I okay. Of course, we got to talk about, the heavy metal look of Judas Priest. Rob Halford, no doubt, is an icon in heavy metal fashion. And originally, he used to wear all the studs and leather, the outfits there. It was his way of expressing his homosexuality without actually expressing it. That was kind of stuff that men wore at gay clubs around the UK and elsewhere in the US at that time there. Now, keep in mind, Halford could not publicly say he was gay because that would have been the end of Judas Priest. So he had expressed his homosexuality and through his song lyrics and his on-stage attire and in photo shoots as well there. I mean, you listen to all the songs that all they talk about are male-based characters, whether it's Painkiller, Starbreaker, Exciter, Sentinel, they're all dudes. I mean, when you look at it, it all makes sense now.
Yeah.
It just took him to finally come out of the closet back in '98 for us to finally realize, oh shit. And the kind of funny is that I remember mentioning this to YR a couple years back. My best friend Dennis, shout out to him, he called it out years ago. Because the only songs he ever sang about women were Victim of Changes, about an alcoholic, Cheater, about obviously a cheater, and Rockarola, about a woman who is a complete man-eating user. All derogatory.
So I'm at their album history. They made 18 albums. Rock and Rolla 1974.
Yep.
Sin After Sin 1977. Sad Wings of Destiny 1976. String Class 1978. Killing Machine. That's a great album, by the way. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, in the UK it was called that in the UK, but here in the States, CBS Records decided to call it Hellbent for Leather here.
British Steel, Point of Entry, Screaming of Vengeance.
Awesome.
Defenders of the Faith, 1984. I love that album.
I love that album too, man.
Turbo, Ran It Down, Painkiller, Jugular, 1977, Demolition. I have that DVD till this day. Yeah. I'm a big Judas Priest guy. And their final album was Firepower, the 2018.
Yep, that was another good album there. I heard a few tracks from that, Did you said you had the two albums with Tim Owens as their frontman, right? Would you say that? Would you give is it safe to say that Tim Owens should get the proper due he deserves for fronting Judas Priest? Because those are some big ass shoes to fill.
I mean, those are big shoes to fill, and
it is, yeah.
In my opinion, he did great with Firepower. but it's hard for it to replace the original because
Yeah.
everybody knows the original, band members of Judas Priest. Now
Yeah.
Tim Whalen, he did good. He did good.
He did. Yeah.
So the members are Ian Hill, he's the bass for the
Bass
people
player.
in the chat who don't know. Ian Hill, he is the bass player. Glenn Tippon, he is the guitar and keyboards. Rob Harford, he's
Halford.
the vocals. There you go. There you go.
Yep.
Scott Travis, the drums, and Richie Faulkner, who's
Faulkner.
been the guitar and backing vocals since 2011.
Yep.
Now, like Doc is saying, Al Atkins, he's the original lead singer,
Yeah.
and no one can replace him. And the real Judas Priest fans, they'll know that no one can ever replace Al Atkins. And of course, Simon Phillips used to play the
Well,
drum.
Al Atkins.
Go ahead, Doc.
Well, I don't think I don't know if Al they recorded any of the albums with Al Atkins as their frontman. Because the first album they came out was Arknolia, was when
Rock
a
and
year
roll,
after
absolutely.
with Rob Halford on vocals. Now Atkins had put out some records of his own, about just the songs he did with Priest, including "Victim of Changes," trying to cash in on the legacy of Judas Priest. At one point, he even had their Priest ex-drummer Dave Holland on the Skins there for a while there, up until his death.
That is correct. That is correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to charge my phone.
Okay, there.
There we go.
Now, all right. Now, of course, many you may remember back in 1986, Judas Priest decided to change their look. The glam scene was bands were glamming out at that time, and I guess the management convinced the band to do the same. And plus, almost every other heavy metal band out there was starting to copy their old look. Bands like Exciter out of Canada, the band Bitch, which had a female fronted doing the vocals for them. Many other heavy metal bands out there were starting to wear studs and leather here and there. And I guess, this time the Priest decided, it's okay, everyone's copying our look, let's come up with something new. So they came out looking like Marvel's The Avengers. They looked like superheroes back then. When you think about it, when you look at Rob Halford with the trench coat he wore back in the day with the little mini mullet that he had, it kind of seems like, Loki from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. When you compare the two there, I even tweeted it out a couple weeks back there.
That is correct.
And of course, let's see. YR is in my chat saying he's having really what it is. His internet is out there. So hopefully he'll be available tomorrow there. All right, I tried to get YR on the show, but he was unavailable for some. Again, like I said, his internet just went up the ass there.
Oh, he went. Oh, he just told you.
Yeah, he was in my chat right now there. Hopefully we can have him tomorrow night.
Oh, you're about to end this live right now?
No, we're not. We're not going to end it. We're still in our discussion here. We're having a good time, man.
Oh, okay, absolutely. I'm having a great time right now. I didn't know you and I had the same taste in music.
Yeah, I know. Same with the other guy there, Prince Idol.
Oh,
I haven't heard from Prince actually.
Actually, he asked to be on the music show a week or two ago. There, he asked me to interview him to get the details of why he tried framing Bullfrog like he did. He was explaining why he went after Bullfrog, Minnesota Vikings fan, and he was giving the whole detail why he was doing that. He was claiming that he didn't get that much attention from his mom and dad. and his idea was like, you fuck with me, I fuck with you back, you know.
Yeah, I talked to Prince. We buried our hatchet. It was
That's good.
3 months ago, actually, and
That's good to hear.
the last time I heard from him, we had a talk about music, and of course, I asked him, "Yo, why is Scott saying things about the community?" And and Prince had to take care of something. He was doing something for music, and that
Hmm.
was it. I never heard from him again. I never heard from him since. I
Well,
tried calling him today. He hasn't answered his phone.
um, we may remember I recorded it this sit down interview, which kind of like kind of screwed up in the end because YR and SC Steve was on the call as well there, and SC was added chiming in his little way here, like Prince, you're done, you Prince, you're this, you Prince, you're that, and blah blah blah. And then Bullfrog got on the call later on, just like, why is it even a subject anymore? I'm like, well, I never got to say anything about that whole scenario because I was busy at my job. So I needed to find out by myself, and I pointed something out to Prince. Like Minnesota Vikings fans said, Prince, you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that, and that upset me. That upset Prince there. But with what he tried to do with Bullfrog and Vikings fan, he kind of fell into that category that Vikings said he was in.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. All right,
So
there.
yeah, Vikings fan. I talked to him as well in the chat. We buried our hatchet, and so the last few months, I was doing my own thing. I wasn't getting involved in the community, because I was, and like I said, the only person I'm still cool with at the time was Dave Rose. So I admired Dave Rose. I already told you that.
Yeah.
But so I was confronting somebody called the Facts Channel, Mike, because he was in my community. So it was, I believe, on a Tuesday. And out comes Scott. And then once, it was out of nowhere, because Scott said that I appeared in his channel, which I don't even remember. I don't even recall. So I don't even think he had a channel when I was networking with you guys in the community. So he was talking to me about Tony from Revere, Foul Mouth Ken, you name it. I believe I have the live, and I want you guys to hear it. At first, I believed in them because I didn't know what was going on. Then I went to Tony to confront. I have all the lives on my live and Tony's live. I don't know if I can play the whole thing, but
All right, there.
let me play the video.
All right, there. Yeah, McKinnon's a character, no doubt about that. He's someone that you got to be careful with a lot of times there. He's one of those guys that will just, try to be your buddy, and next thing you know, he jab you in the back.
That's exactly that. I was a victim of it.
Yep. You're not the only one. Other people were a victim of it. Joe Cronin was. Found out poor Ken. He got the worst of it many times, and he forgave Scott many times. He forgave Scott many
I can't
times.
forgive somebody who called law enforcement on me. I can't. Once you call the cops on me, it's over.
Yep. No surprise. That's how he is.
So, bingo. This is the live.
All right.
So I'm gonna play from the beginning.
From the UK? Yeah.
There we go.
There we go. I hear his voice.
Scott McKenna.
That's when he first came to my life.
That's my actual channel. I've been trying to tell you that they're over there in Tony's chats always saying that you're doing shit. I was trying to help you for real, bro. It's Carlos Ray saying that you are framing Facts Channel when Facts Channel is framing the fuck out of everybody all over YouTube.
So that's what he said. That Tony from Revere, Carlos Ray, guys. At first, okay, I don't know who he is. He says from the community, so I got to listen to him.
The guy is a psycho old fuck.
Mm.
He's unstable as shit, bro. This guy is a fucking lunatic, like serial killer type vibes, bro. I don't know fucking what is up with this guy, but I was literally trying to tell you that they're over there trying to claim that you are framing him in other places.
Wow.
You hear that?
Yeah, I heard it. But that's like I said, that is McKinnon for you.
Fuck with
That's-
that community like that.